Today I'm going to give you 3 big tips so you can get your very first Airbnb property. My name is Investor Mike and I'm the #1 Airbnb coach in the space. Okay, I've been teaching this method for a very long time across the world with a method called Airbnb arbitrage. Let me explain that first because it's very simple and I think most people overcomplicate it. Airbnb arbitrage is all we're going to do is rent an apartment or a house. We're going to then ask the landlord, can we put the property on a short-term rental platform like Airbnb and vrbo? We're gonna get their permission by them signing an addendum that says it's okay. Once we have that permission, we're gonna then take the property and put it on Airbnb. Okay, once we do that, that platform markets for us already. We don't have any expenses in marketing, okay? And then we're gonna start welcoming guests. Okay, maybe they're traveling for a wedding, maybe they're traveling for work, maybe they're there to see river, or they're there to hike, or maybe they're there for whatever reason they're there for, they're vacationing, and you are gonna welcome it into your property, okay? That money that comes in from the guests help pay the rent and the utilities. The money that is left over that the guest brought in after you paid your 2 expenses is the money that goes in your pocket. Give me a thumbs up, guys, on this video. Share this with somebody that may be in your family or a friend or a family member that might actually want to get into Airbnb as well. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. Every subscribe and like, it means the world to me. There's about 15% of people that actually do it. If you can show me you'd be one of the 15%, I love you forever. I love you forever anyway. But listen, guys, make sure you please thumbs it up and share it with somebody you love and subscribe to the channel. It allows me to do free content like this and crush it with you guys and help you build an Airbnb empire. Now, I will tell you this. I've been coaching for a long time. I'm probably not somebody, if you're looking for one property ever, I'm not an Airbnb coach that likes to play in the kiddie bowl. I'm about big scale. Okay, I've done big things in my life. I've got big mentors, Grant Cardone, who are sitting behind me that are pushing me every single day. Okay, these are kind of people that push me. So what I'm saying is if you're looking for one Airbnb, and I don't mean to start with, I just mean as a general big picture, I'm probably not a guy that can help you. Okay, there's other channels for people that are 80 years old who are looking just to get one property and that's it for the rest of your life. That's not me. If you want to do big things, I want to talk about how to find your right property. I'm going to talk about where to find your right property, and we're going to talk about the big why. Because the reality is this, if your why is small, then you have no why to push through to want to do big things. So my question for you is this, and this is the #1 thing to get started. What is your why? Is it because you want to replace your 9-to-5? Is it because you want a secondary income? Is it because that you're bored and you want to get out of the house? Is it because that you want to think bigger and you want just another thing to do that you don't like? Do you know that 83% of Americans hate getting out of bed every single day because they don't like what they do? They either don't like their boss, they don't like their job, they don't like to be micromanaged. So maybe it is you just want to leave what you're doing because you don't like it. Guys, to me, that sounds like imprisonment. We're talking about home of the free, land of the brave, land of the free, home of the brave, whatever way you want to say it. The reality is this, that's jail, man. Okay, if 80% of people don't like what they do, why would we want to do that over and over again every single day? So maybe this is an opportunity for you to get out of where you're at to say, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. Do I recommend quitting your 9-to-5 now? No. But what a lot of people can do is they can start doing Airbnbs and generating income if you do it right. By the way, if you do it wrong, it's game over. Okay, my job is to help you mitigate the risk of doing it wrong. But if you do it right, and it's a profitable property, now we can scale to #2, 3, 5, 10. And then it becomes a game changer. Okay, so whatever your why is, maybe it's you want to pay back your parents for the 21 years of life that they gave you. Maybe it's you got a sick parent, God forbid, or a mom or a dad, or maybe you're doing it for your own kids. Or maybe you're a tiger in a cage like I was, and I was like, you know what? I know that I can do bigger things. I know that I can be successful. And it was more of a risk for me to stay in a 9-to-5 than it was to actually make the decision to go to entrepreneurship. See, a lot of people are the other way. They think it's risky to go entrepreneurship. For me, it was a risk the other way around because I knew that I was capped based on my skill set. You see, I was tired of building somebody else's dreams. I was ready to do my own. And if I was going to be an entrepreneur, I knew that I would be building my dreams for my family and myself. But I knew that I could do bigger things. So whatever your why is, we're going to talk about that right now. But that is step #1. You have to have a big why because you don't want to just get into this industry without an outcome. Okay? Like think 10 years from now as the big why, and then just come back. What are we gonna do? And I'm gonna give you a 90-day plan here in a second. But what we need to do is start coming back from that 10 years. What is our 3-year goal, our 1-year goal, and our 6-month goal so that we have achievable, obtainable goals, actionable, achievable goals. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Because if I told you, just go run the race, go run, start running, and I don't tell you where the finish line is, you're not gonna wanna do that. But if I said, hey, go down here 3 blocks and then take a right on Amber Street, go down 1 block and it's the first house left and you'll find the gold. Now it's an actionable step. And that's what I wanna talk about. So we wanna talk about the why. Figure out what your why is. Let me know in comments what your big why is so I can help you achieve this 90-day plan that we're gonna talk about here in a second. So step number 1 is get started, but that's not enough when someone just says, oh, just get started. I don't think that's elaborating enough. So I'm gonna kind of break that down for you. In this industry, okay, you just need to fail forward. It's not going to be a big fail, okay, guys? When you get into Airbnb, like you'll have some bruises and maybe you kick the furniture, but you're not gonna fail big, okay? Like I want you to get started, but I wanna say it this way. If you wanna be a professional singer, you gotta start singing. If you wanna be a professional boxer, you better start boxing and stop reading it in books. I think a lot of you guys want to overanalyze things and you get into paralysis analysis where you start research mode and you start researching TikTok and Instagram and all these things, but you're not actually taking action. You're just educating yourself, which by the way is the most valuable asset. However, if you want to be a professional boxer, would you be better off reading books on how to box or actually being in the ring with Mike Tyson, training you every day at 8 o'clock in the morning? You see, the difference is the actual taking action. I think the first step you guys gotta do is say, you know what? I wanna get started. What do I need to do? Guys, it's not a disease. You're not gonna die from it. This is Airbnb, and I think the best way for you to actually be successful and start doing it is to actually start doing it. Learn from your mistakes. Get up, fall down, get up, fall down, but stay up faster. Don't lay down on the ground, okay? You're gonna make mistakes, but guess what? That's how you learn to be successful in business. And let me ask you a question. What's more important to you, time or money? What is more important to you, time or money? Because if money's more important, this is probably not a good industry for you. I think this is one of the biggest things I can say. I have been literally coaching with people. I've been coaching with Grant Cardone, who's a billionaire, okay? And he always said this to me, Mike, what's important? What's more important, the time or the money? I said, time's more important. I can't get it back. It's the one commodity you can never get back, okay? So when he said that, I said, okay, let me invest with you so I know exactly what to do. You see, in life, business is about getting closer to the people who are already doing where you want to go. And the faster that you can close that gap of proximity from where you're at to the person you want to become, and I don't mean emulate that person, I just mean get their skill set as fast as possible. Us closing the gap from where we're at now, which is the beginner level, and you guys want to become successful in Airbnb, find the people that have 10, 20, 30, 50 units and follow exactly what they're doing. Model, mimic, and master. And that's how you become successful in this industry. Number 2, while we're talking about model, mimic, and master, that's exactly what I want you to do for the people on Airbnb. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to Airbnb and look at other listings. Look at what they're doing, right? Copy. It's okay to copy, guys. Just copy what the successful people are doing. Look at their titles, look at their furniture, look at the areas they're in, look at their occupancy, right? Are they booking out their place? What are some of the colors that they put in? Do they do a coffee machine, right? Look at amenities to see which different amenities they have and why they're getting booked out, right? Again, we want to model, mimic, and master what other people are doing. In the beginning, it's okay to do that. Now, eventually, once you get your feet wet and you start learning the industry, then guess what? You're going to have more properties and you're going to be learning to be your own. And then you'll create your own vision to go, okay, this is what I need to do in property 2, 3, 4, and 5. But in the beginning, it's okay. Just copy what other people are doing and really look at their listing. Just go to Airbnb, right? Look at the city, look at the market. What are they doing? How are their titles? How are their pictures looking? What do they use for their profile picture? Inside the property, amenities. These are things that you want to just duplicate in the beginning. Look at their description. Is it in bullet point form? Okay, look at the picture. Is the first picture something that you would click on? And as you go to their calendar, actually try to book with their calendar and see exactly how many bookings they have available. If it's completely wide open, it's probably not a good market or area. If it's literally booked out and you can't even get a spot, like if you were trying to book for yourself, then that tells you something. That tells you the market is strong. There's demand for Airbnbs in that area. And that is what you want to do as tip number 2. Model, mimic, and copy what other people are doing that are successful, and you will begin to learn the things that you need to do for property 2, 3, and 4. And tip number 3, and that is put together an actionable plan. Now, as far as your 10-year plan and your 3-year plan, your 1-year plan, I'm gonna let you create that, but I'm gonna help you today with a 90-day plan that has worked for my students and is continuing to work. So the first thing is day 1 through 7. Here's what I want you to do. I just want you to learn the business. In doing that, just go to my channel, right? Watch the videos, watch my longs, watch my shorts, and you'll learn how this business works, right? It's the education piece for the first 7 days. Also, on Thursday, I'm doing a free training, literally, that is game changer. Everybody's been waiting for this entire year. It's probably the most anticipated Airbnb training of the year. You'll see the link in my description box. Join it. It's free. You can't do anything but learn right here. Just get it into your head that it's a time to learn for the first 7 days so you can understand the business. Okay, and days 7 through 21, here's what I want you to do. I want you to get your entity set up. Get an LLC set up in your state. Okay, I want you to also get an EIN number. You can go to irs.gov and get a free EIN number. I also want you to get your Dun & Bradstreet number, also free, by going to dunandbradstreet.com. Very easy, 2 applications. Get those started. Now, once your articles of organization come in, when you applied for your LLC, take those documents and then go open up a business bank account. That is actually the first day your business is open, is the day that your business bank account is actually open. Now, in that period, while you're waiting for your EIN, while you're waiting for your articles of organization, while you're waiting to get a bank account opened, I want you to start pitching landlords. You're gonna get a bunch of no's, okay? It's gonna take a lot of no's before you get one yes, because you have no credibility. You have no background. You have no Airbnbs. You have no references. So I want you just to start getting used to pitching landlords. Now, here's what I recommend. While you're actually waiting, call on landlords, go to Zillow.com and call on landlords in a city and state that you're absolutely never going to get Airbnb. So if you live in Florida and you're like, I'm never gonna get in Washington State, then start calling on landlords by going to Zillow, finding rentals, and then just contacting the owner and saying, hey, here's what I do. I'm a corporate leasing company. We welcome in short-term guests. We have traveling nurses, doctors, chiropractors, relocators, business professionals. Sometimes they come in for a flood. Sometimes they come in for a fire. But at the end of the day, sometimes they stay for 2 days. Sometimes they stay for 2 weeks. But I would like to get your property. I love the area, love the property. And I would like to just rent your property from you and come look at it if I can. And so kind of go through, obviously that pitch is a little bit watered down. I'm just giving you a 30,000 foot view, but I will actually put my script as well for you guys, okay? I'll put the script inside the description box as well, and then you can just learn it, okay? I want you to pitch landlords as much as humanly possible so that you understand repetitiveness. This is a numbers game. Throw enough at the wall, something's gonna stick, okay? So that is 7 through 21, what I want you to do. All right, now we're at day 21 to day 45. In this point, we've already got a yes from a landlord or two, and they've agreed to allow us to put it on short-term rental platforms like Airbnb and vrbo and bookings.com. Now, we're gonna get the property, and we gotta get the property furnished, because every second of every day of every month that we miss an opportunity, we can't get that inventory back. What I mean by that is we have to quickly get the property furnished, if it's not furnished already, so that we can get it on Airbnb and start making money from the guests. Because the longer you wait, the longer you're not gonna make money, and you still have to pay rent and utilities. So I always tell people, quickly get the place ready to rock and roll, and that's what you're gonna do between 21 days and 45 days to make sure that we can maximize getting these guests in. Okay, day 45 through day 90, we've already got our first yes, we've already got our first property up on Airbnb. And so this is what you're gonna do in this section. We're gonna start looking at another property, because if the first property was done correctly and it's actually profitable, now we can move to property 2. And in that 45 to 90 day period that we're at now, we should be looking to see, do we want a bigger property? Do we want the same size property? Do we want a property in this area? Can we go outside of our backyard? We're gonna actually look to scale at this point. I want you to understand dynamic pricing. Dynamic pricing is the holy grail of this business. So in 45 to 90 days, we should be looking for a second property and understanding dynamic pricing, which simply means what we want to do is we want to get a property up and running and understand that we're not losing money each and every day because we're priced too low. This is what the hotels use, a dynamic pricing strategy that says, okay, if we get a booking here and we have an empty space in between another booking, then we know that's called an orphan day. An orphan day just simply means that it wasn't booked for whatever reason. And so what we need to do is understand how to price it in between those two bookings. And as the days are coming up closer to the orphan day, you're gonna start discounting. So what I recommend here is, in this case, we're gonna wait till 3 days before the actual orphan day and drop it about 20%. 2 days before the orphan day, we're gonna drop it about 30%. And then the day before the booking that's not booked yet, we can drop it up to 50% because I'd rather pay something than nothing. And so this is a strategy we use here, we teach here, where orphan days are actually getting booked as opposed to not. Because look, at the end of the day, like I said, you'd rather have some money than no money. So we want to get as many booked as humanly possible. And guys, this is what you should be doing for your second property. You should be thinking about this. What market do I want to be in? Do I want to go with a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 5-bedroom? Do I want to get a smaller property? Maybe you want to go with a studio or 1-bedroom for your next property. Do you want to be in a completely different market? This is exactly what I'm teaching, guys. Okay, so this is the 90-day plan. Review this as many times as you need, but this is a 90-day plan that I'm teaching my students that I wanted to give to you so that you can just do this yourself if you want to. Remember, the question is this: what's more important to you, time or money? Because if time's more important, then you'll connect with people who understand the game, who can get you there much faster. If money makes more sense to you, and that's all you're thinking about is money, 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 money in terms of spending it, you're never gonna make it in this industry. Look, guys, I wanna welcome you. Thank you for being part of the team. I love each and every one of you guys. Click the link below. You're gonna see inside the description box, I'm gonna put the script for you, and I'm also putting the free training, which is this Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I wanna see every single person on this. It is free training that you absolutely will love. I'm telling you, it's the best way. Remember, day 1 through 7, that's all we're gonna do. Sponge up, learn it, okay, and get closer to the people who are already winning. Thank you guys for watching. Love each and every one of you guys. Let's roll.